Hey guys, this is an update on the 454 Gen 6 for the 25-foot Corsair. I got all the piston assemblies in last night, and it's turning over really well. Briefly, when you put new pistons and rings in into the cross-hatched cylinder, there's a lot of drag. And it's always frustrating when you first start turning the engines over, because it's kind of spooky. They feel tight, but it's amazing how quickly they start loosening up. I only mention that because if you see me turning it over here in a little while and it looks like I'm struggling, it's just because I'm holding the camera and I'm turning it with one hand. I'm trying to, hold the stand from rolling around. The engine is fine. It takes about 25 foot-pounds to start the turnover right now because of all of the tension in the new rings against the crosshatch cylinder walls. So anyway, on that note, I just wanted to kind of show the install here. The cylinders, everything looks really nice. And then I'm going to flip it over here in a second and show the movement in the connecting rods. So anyway, see if I can do this. It's kind of difficult. I can't make a full movement, but you can see the motion. Turning over very nice. All right, I'm gonna flip the engine, and then we'll talk about the bottom end a little bit. Okay, the reason I want to, let me get this wrench here. The reason I want to do this is I want to show what's really important. And I haven't put a feeler gauge on this yet to assess it. But when you install the connecting rods, say like in one bank, like bank number 1, each rod, and I spoke about this in one of the early videos, if you had damage internally, if one of the connecting rods were bad or from like a hydrolock, it'd be very difficult to slide these forward and back, especially if there's just one rod on the journal by itself. In other words, the other row of piston assemblies have not been installed yet. And I hate that I didn't take the video last night, but man, they were awesome. They were just moving back and forth really well. I did get some still pictures of that, but where I'm going with this is I just want to show that movement. And I'm going to stop talking, and you'll probably even hear it click. See, you want that because that space allows oil to first off spray out this side and this side. That's what I was talking about the orientation of the connecting rod being 180 degrees, directional. We'll go to this one. See it moving nicely. This is awesome. Just off of feel, let me roll that up so it's easier to access. Just off of feel, that feels like it's going to be about 5 to 7 thousandths, which is perfect. I should have already measured it, but I can't get that one to make any noise. It's got a lot of oil in it, or assembly lube, but it's definitely moving. And I can't get these to make any noise. Anyway, I think you can see that. Yeah, you can see the movement. So the bottom ends, it's perfect. I mean, it is just very happy with that. Not that I have problems with engines, but it just lets you know that all of the machine work was really precise and everything's very consistent. I've pulled old 454s apart, like the Mark IVs, and man, the damn things are just all over the map. 2 of them will be kind of snug and barely move, and then there'll be 2 that are just sloppy loose from where, just old worn out parts. So on that note, it's even though it's I don't know what, a 10 or 15 year old engine, has very little time on it. So what else do I need to discuss? I covered the the rings and the fitment thereof. I got still pictures of that, the bottom end, the cylinders, the heads. I'm getting ready to pull them out of their wrappers and clean them up, and I'm going to flip this baby over and put the heads on it, and I'll have a long block. Then after that, I'll time the engine, put the timing assembly in place, and it'll start going together pretty fast after that. You know, oil pump, things like that, pickup tube, and we're pretty much, as I mentioned to the client last night, we're definitely ready for the intake and carb configuration. And I'm looking at the Edelbrock air gap 7561 aluminum intake. This is a closed cooled system, even though it's a marine engine. We don't need the bronze ports at the waterway, so you know, I'm okay with that. And then probably gonna encourage the client to go with a 1410 Edelbrock, which is a US Coast Guard approved carb. I like that carb. Unfortunately, I did have some problems with a remanufactured one on a previous job, but I don't think that's enough to warrant stop using it. It's an exceptional carburetor and a very good price. You know, there's one on eBay right now for like $180. It needs to be rebuilt, but that's a smoking deal, so might go that route. Otherwise, they're about $485 new. I don't usually use Hollies. I've never had good luck with Hollies just because I'm not, you know, not into drag racing and oval track and stuff like that. So we could go with a Holly as well. I don't have a problem. But you know, I got the Edelbrock intake. I like the idea of keeping like parts together. So probably going to encourage the client to go that route. What else? The next video I'll make will be the heads. I might make a video of the installation of the head, but more than likely I'll just come back and there'll be heads on it and I'll discuss it, so, and take some still photos. Alright, thanks guys, appreciate it.